So I'm going to say a few words on the Heather Wyatt and the Aubrey Wyatt situation. And I'm going to first start out by saying not all communities in Mississippi are bad. I love where I live. I love that there are good people out there, just like there are bad people out there. But I will say this: the people that are responsible for turning a blind eye to Aubrey Wyatt's bullying, and I would just call it abuse. At one point in time, one of the girls slapped her in the face. That is abuse. The people that she reported the incidents to, such as in the school system, such as the superintendent himself, these need to be chargeable offenses to turning a blind eye. I'm going to give you a little bit of my story. I can't tell a lot because we're still in a court situation. But if that family has a name in the community, it doesn't matter how much wrong they do, they will be propped up. I read an article in the Ocean Springs newspaper that flat out called Heather Wyatt a liar and flat out protected those the people, that family, the girls that bullied her, the girls that abused her, and just attacked her character. And that's how it works in small town Mississippi, because it doesn't matter. They could have gone up to her and done whatever they wanted. If they have family connections, if there's any kind of backdoor deals, the victims will be silenced, the victims will be called crazy. And again, this is not every community, but this happens all the time in Mississippi. So in my particular story, I have a son with Down syndrome that is very limited in speech. And I have just recently tried to report. Hold on. Okay. So I have a son with Down syndrome that was placed by CPS in the hands of a known abuser in a home where the older brother has bullied him and bullied him and bullied him. He has come to me with possible permanent damage to his left pupil. He was placed in that home by CPS when I asked that they review proof of abuse in that home, and that person had charges, protection orders placed on them, and etc. Pictures, other records. They were actually pushed across the table back at me and said, "We don't want to see this." That's how small town Mississippi operates. If the family has a name, it doesn't matter how much wrong they do, they will be protected. That particular family that I'm dealing with has family in CPS. I guarantee you, when it comes to Heather Wyatt and what she's up against, that family having a name in that community probably has other family members and friends involved in her smear campaign. The article in the Ocean Springs paper was nothing more than a smear campaign. The fact that all these atrocities have been reported, I had reported the several abuses on me and my children by one particular family. My children gave 5 children gave interviews to CPS, forensic DVDs. That particular sheriff's department in that county lost the DVDs. So there was nothing provable. There are people looking for those DVDs now. I also had a family member of this one particular female family member who just has tried to destroy my character in every way. When I did speak out about the abuse on social media, instead of gagging me, she had another family member who was a judge put 2 felony warrants on me, 2 felony charges with no proof whatsoever, because there was no proof for their accusations. That's how it works in small town Mississippi. Yes. Now again, that's not every community, but and it took me, they were ordered by another judge to drop the charges. They went behind the scenes and had them remanded to the file. I had to appeal to another judge to have those charges cleared, dropped. There's 2 counties in Mississippi I can't step foot in. Why? All because all I'm doing is speaking out about the abuse that me and my children have incurred at the hands of one particular person and their family. So if they can't silence you with a gag order, and this is a statewide problem, they silence you by charging you with stuff. So in another particular county, I was charged with assault that never happened. I got arrested. I was bombarded by 3 large sheriff's department people, was not fully made aware of what my charges were, went to jail, got out. The bail bondsman said, you are definitely being set up. You got to get an attorney. Went to the attorney, realized that I was it's what they call being small town cooked. So if this family has a prominence in the community, you have no rights. Even though you're not doing anything wrong, you're not guilty of abuse. You're not guilty of doing anything that maybe they throw at you. All you're doing is speaking out. So you get charged with stuff, you'll get a gag order, you'll get told you're crazy, you'll have a smear campaign put on you, which is obviously what the Ocean Springs newspaper is doing right now to Heather Wyatt. So it's all connections. It could be some bribery. It's family, family and family. So yeah, so now my son, as of recent, a year ago, in the town that I lived in, I reported bruises and belt whelps on my son, okay? The town I lived in took the police reports, took the pictures, actually took him to a hospital, recorded the bruises. CPS again did nothing. Why? Because they have family in CPS. Recently, March 9th of this year, my son comes to me. I think it's pink eye. He's got a swollen left eye. His pupil is enlarged. It never goes away. I take him to a doctor in June. The doctor said it's trauma related and it could be permanent. I try to file a police report over the phone. Again, I can't even go into that county because they could trump up some charges against me, and I don't want to be arrested or have any more smear campaigns put on my name. They're supposed to legally accept my evidence, pictures, the doctor's records. They won't even take a report over the phone. You're ignored. You're silenced. Again, you're not doing the abusing. You're not doing the bullying. You're just receiving the retribution for speaking out. And this is a statewide problem, folks. This is how rural Mississippi works. Friends, bribery, family members, they all come against you. Not for doing anything wrong, for just reporting what someone else has done wrong. Yeah, I've got this one particular female family member that has pulled strings. She was friends with the prosecutor when my abuser went up for assault charges. I wasn't aware of how the justice system operates, and I was told that she wasn't going to prosecute him. I would need my own attorney when I had already proved abuse to the judge. So that's how it works in small town Mississippi. It's not about justice. It's not about right and wrong. It's not about you doing anything wrong. It's about you speaking out against abuse, against bullying. And if they can't, if they want to contain what's going on, and these need to be chargeable offenses. A sheriff's department that will not take a police report of a child that cannot speak for himself, or sheriff's department that loses DVDs of children, those need to be chargeable offenses. The school that Aubrey Wyatt went to and the teachers she told about the abuse and the bullying, those need to be chargeable for participating. The judge trying to gag order her First Amendment right to the Constitution, all of this should be reported. Aubrey and Heather Wyatt's whole incident and everyone involved in participating, turning a blind eye, needs to be reported. A public integrity report needs to be done. And you can do that through contacting Lynn Flinch, that's Mississippi's Attorney General's office. But Mississippi needs reform because this is how it rolls. These small towns will cook you. They will make you look crazy. They will file false charges. Anything they can do to shut you up about the abuse. Smear campaigns put in the paper. Family members to put charges, to ignore. Yeah, this needs to go to Lynn Flinch.